Hi everyone, this is Susie. You're in my kitchen again. Today I'm going to teach you how to make chocolate chip cookies in shapes and how to decorate them with chocolate. It's something that I've been doing for years. I've been making them in shapes for birthdays, you know, with the ages. I've been making hearts. I've been making all kinds of different things. And chocolate chip cookies, it's not like cookie cutters. You've got to shape them when they're still hot. I made the batter yesterday. We won't go through it. The recipe is posted on my site if you'd like to see it. The important thing with these cookies is also to let them sit for a little bit in the fridge, at least a half an hour, so that they're a little easier to work with. The first thing we're going to do is to make a big heart cookie. So you take about, I would say about this amount, and you more or less shape it into what looks kind of like a heart. You can make them smaller, you can make them bigger. I'm going to put it in the middle of the tray because the chocolate chip cookies seem to expand. And then, with my filthy dirty hands, we're going to put it into the oven. The oven is preheated on 180, which is I guess about medium temperature. Now, at the same time, we're also going to show you how to make small hearts. If I'm already having something in the oven, I may as well do it. These also, I kind of shape into little hearts. It's a little bit harder when they're smaller. Give or take the general area. You can also truthfully make them just round circles, and because we're shaping them anyway when they're hot in the oven. You didn't see me steal chocolate chip, did you? If you see that the parchment paper is too big when you're doing something like this, just rip off the part that you don't need if it's flapping and bothering the rest of the cookie. I actually think, I'm looking at the videos I've been making, and I think it would be a lot better if I had like an island, so I can hide behind the island and you didn't have to see me from the side. I'd be a lot better if you looked at me from the front. But in any event, what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to make a number from the cookies. I've been debating what number to make. Generally, when I make them, I make it the whole size of the tray. Let's see. We're going to make a number 1, I guess. Right? A number 1. What you do is you basically make them into logs or just more or less. If you just want to leave it like that, that's fine. I make my one with a bottom. So I'm kind of mushing it out. And it comes out a lot bigger than it actually looks. So be careful how much you're actually putting. And try to make them in proportion as well. Like here it seems like there's a little bit too much and too long, because it does expand while it's cooking. Okay, the cookies are just about to be shaped. If you take a look, they're not soft and they're not hard. Basically what you do is you take a butter knife and you shape them into little hearts. It is a royal pain in the neck, but the results afterwards are worth it. Try not to burn yourself at the same time. This is what I meant about the parchment paper. It sometimes kind of gets in the way of the cookies. When you do it this way, the edges are like still hard, as opposed to if you would do this with a cookie cutter, like make a whole tray of just plain chocolate chip, like straight out, and you did a cookie cutter, you would see the insides. This way, actually looks like a cookie, not like it was cut out, which it wasn't. After I form it, it's still going to have to go back into the oven for another minute or so because it's not completely cooked. You got to do this before it gets too dark. Like over here where it's getting dark, it's a little bit harder already. Okay. Here are my lovely hearts. We're going to put them back in the oven and we're going to shape the big heart. Same idea. You can make these hearts all kinds of different shapes. The main thing to remember when you're making the cookies and when you're putting it out originally is that, as you can see, they really do expand and get bigger. As you see, you got to keep going back and checking because, well, maybe I forgot this one. I don't think so. But sometimes they go back again out of shape, especially if you do it a little bit earlier before they're hard enough. Normally, I would put it on a rack. I would pick the whole piece of parchment paper, put it on a wire rack, except that I don't know where my wire rack is. Okay, remember how the number 1 looked before? And this is the way it looks now. So we've got to... Well, the cookies are cooled off now, and here's the next step. We're going to be melting baking chocolate in the microwave. This is probably more than I even need, even though I've got a lot of cookies. Next thing you need is a bag. I prefer something like a Ziploc, which is a little harder, which the ends are clear, as straight, I guess, as opposed to here, where there's a little bit of a difference between the end and the bag, because that afterwards gives you a problem when you're writing with the chocolate. What I do is I take a toothpick, I push it in the corner of the bag, about halfway, and I leave it there, and then I go melt the chocolate. Okay, I took the chocolate out. It was about a minute 20. It's all melted. You gotta make sure that there are no chunks in it and that it's not very hard. It's very, very hot at this point. Boiling chocolate is a very nice burn if you get it on your hand. So you gotta be very careful transferring it into the bag without burning yourself. Just basically pour it in. If you have somebody else, you probably get more out of the bowl, but I only have 1.5 hands. What you do then is you wait a drop, because you don't want it when it's boiling liquid. I would say like 10-20 seconds till it cools down a little bit. What you can do is you can take out the toothpick and you see how it goes. This already is okay. Now what I do, you see the cookies, what I do with the hard cookies a lot of times is for weddings or engagements, I write things on it. So all kinds of wishes. So here I am, I'm writing love. What else would we wish for marriage? Let's say communication. If I can get it in here. That's the problem with... Well, see, when it gets too big and I can't get it in, all I do is I just cover everything up with chocolate, and nobody, except for you guys, knows there was supposed to be a different word. So let's try something else that's easier to write. Loyalty. That's important in a marriage. And let's see, what else we need? Love, loyalty, health is always good. So basically, you're taking the bag, you're holding it, okay, one hand is squeezing the stuff out, one hand is holding so it doesn't come out the top. Now let's see, as far as decorating this, if it was happy birthday, I would write happy birthday. Let's think. Let's just write your number 1 or something like that. You can double over. You gotta come here and look a little bit better with the video. You can write with double letter. You just basically go over the same thing a lot. Here. Your number. It's kind of hard doing this with a camera hovering 2 inches above your hand. Daughter of mine, you can go backwards a little bit. Thank you. And you can even make little hearts. Like you make little shapes of hearts over here. When the chocolate is, sometimes I make a little bit bigger of a heart, and when the chocolate is still hot, I'll sprinkle some sprinkles on it and it sticks really well. You can make another bigger heart here. This is what happens when you don't hold the top well enough. It comes dripping out the other end. See, it came dripping out of my hand on the other end. You can fit lots and lots of words into a big cookie. You just have to plan it out a little bit. And a lot of times I run out of space because I don't plan it right. So here we are with some of them. Some of the wedding kind of wishes. Number 1 cookie, which normally I decorate even better. Some more cookies. Here are some round cookies. You can just make even little faces or write smile, be happy. I've done that also as well. And, well, sorry about my dirty sink. And the disadvantage sometimes is getting your hands really filthy. Hope you enjoyed.